Hello and welcome to a video with me, Andrew, with another video of Weekly Andrew, in which I don't really have all that much to say here at the beginning, but I guess I could possibly mention that, yeah, November was not a very good month for me when it comes to this channel and everything. Last year is the second best month I had for watch time. This time around, it's literally the worst one of the entire year. Yeah, wasn't very good for me. And also, as you can see here, kind of crop the top of the camera here down to, yeah, clear that up because never really going to have my hands up here and everything. So yeah, um, moving on, I guess, considering don't really have all that much to say here, is anime. Starting off with Demon Slayer, because that Mugen Train arc for it has actually finished now. So yeah. The ending of that still managed to get me, again, even after watching the movie. To be honest, technically kind of gets me to tear up twice, considering you get the scene where Rengoku dies, and then you got the part where you got the crows kind of informing the rest of the Hashira, and basically both those times there, it gets me. Which I kind of hate a bit, to be honest. Like that man's get me twice in that short period of time. But, yeah. Same thing as the movie, with an exception to the first episode, which completes original. The only other difference is the several very short scenes throughout those other 6 episodes that were not in the movie, but are nice little additions to it. Like some of the things also getting explained a bit. So, yeah. I would personally say the TV series version is better considering the small scenes that are there that weren't in the movie, and also just the first episode being an original episode and everything, which kind of offers a better transition to this arc, I think. Don't really remember exactly how the first season actually ended, so yeah. But overall, the TV series here was basically for the people that didn't actually get to watch the movie. Pretty much. But yeah, moving on to mieruko-chan, where Yulia has parents been spending ending every single lunchtime in the bathroom to eat. Yeah, at least she actually has friends now to eat with. So, good for her. And also, this monster that's kind of seems to be following Zin around has told Miku to not look at him for whatever reason, but definitely important. It's like, I don't see how the monster telling Miku to not look at Zin is not going to be important, so yeah. Guess we'll figure that out later. And also, Yulia, again, getting choked and suffocated by Hannah constantly throughout the episode. Yeah, that seems to be a running gag that's going to be going on through this entire anime. And also, Miku finally getting to actually enjoy herself in this haunted house. And also, finally getting to actually yell at one of these monsters. So yeah, finally got that out of her system. And also, in the episode, the godmother, which is apparently now just working on a farm, with, I'm guessing, a spirit or ghost talking to her right there at the end, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, not really that much in this episode, but yeah. Moving on to Mushoku Tensei, where at the beginning of the episode, like the one for Paul and Norn, shows Aisha's and Layla's journey, basically, with what happened to them after the mana disaster, or whatever you want to call it. Basically getting teleported to a river in the Shirone Kingdom, I think. So yeah, third prince, Sanoba, comes down to ask questions to Rudis, considering he's gotten the figurine that Rudis made of Roxy. And yeah, eventually, of course, figures out that's Brutus is the one that created it. And yeah, the entire section with that whole figure was basically just a commercial for the figure that got released literally when the episode ended. So yeah, good marketing for them, I guess. Putting the actual figure that they've released in the anime and all that, whatever. So yeah, Sanoba, in the end, helps Rudis escape by getting Pax and with this, holding his head with his hand and everything, kind of crushing his head a bit, I guess. Bring him down there to Rudis' cell, try and get him to release the barrier and everything. So yeah. Meanwhile, Gertrude, Eris, Aisha, of course, the guards, palace guards, go to them. Gertrude goes to help their rescue their families, including Lilia, while Eris protects Aisha, though they both end up following the guards to Rudis' cell. And also, when they get there, I'm pretty sure that's basically where Aisha kind of learns that Rudis is her brother. So yeah, considering she overheard his name being heard there, though, I guess it's possible that she's also known the entire time that he was her brother. So not exactly sure there, but yeah, definitely a point you can say that she definitely knew at that point. But yeah, with all of that done, Pax finally got what he deserved for everything that he's done, while they both, in the end, both Pax and Sanoba both get exiled from the kingdom. So yeah, we're probably going to see them again in the future. Not exactly sure when, but don't really see them just being removed from the story altogether here. So yeah, Lilia has been keeping Brutus's holy treasure safe this entire time, which also now has Sylphie's pendant that she was going to give him on his 10th birthday. And yeah, she's also apparently been teaching Aisha some weird things. She, I'm not exactly sure she should be teaching her these kinds of things, considering she's, what, 6 years old right now? Though, I'm guessing, yeah. In that world, people are considered adults at a younger age, so possibly okay for that world, I guess? I'm not exactly sure. But, yeah. Rudis gives his forehead protector to Aisha, in which, right at the end, Aisha kind of reveals that she does know that Rudis is her brother and everything. So, yeah, that's kind of that episode for this done. And also, next episode, Turning Point 2. Not exactly what sure what I should be expecting here, but yeah. Part of me doesn't really have a good feeling about this, but I'm not sure what to expect, so yeah. Tsuki no Laika, which I don't think I've actually talked about in a while, but yeah. United Kingdom, Republic of United Kingdom, or whatever the actual name being used there on there in the anime. United States, since chimpanzee up to space and everything, yeah. Liv, Rosa, and Mikhail, the chosen candidates to be cosmonauts and all that, so yeah. In the training following that, Liv ends up saving Rosa as she's kind of in a, yeah, lost control while parachuting and all that, so Liv saves her, and he, of course, does not have any serious injuries. I wonder why. Totally not turning into a vampire. And of course, following that, Rosa ends up apologizing to Lev and also tells him to tell Irina. So, yeah. Irina attempted assassination and using a car on Irina. So, yeah. Natalia, which seems to just kind of be protecting Irina in the background of the anime, animes throughout this, so not exactly what sure is going on there and everything. She's definitely part of a faction that seems to be protecting Irina for whatever reason, but yeah, Irina safe despite the assassination attempts. So yeah, also throughout the entire episode, Anya has basically been trying to push Lev and Irina together. Though at the end of the episode, we apparently have Irina leaving to Stalingrad for stuff. So yeah, next episode, date between Lev and Irina. I'm guessing that's all we're really going to get in the next episode, so yeah. Also, throughout this episode, with everything Anya has been doing, all of a sudden I seem to really like Anya a lot more after this episode. So yeah, moving on. Slow life anime here for this season. Biel and Albert, of course, at the end of the previous episode, got to the heroes party's camp and everything. Biel talks to Ruti, trying to convince her to let them help her in the fight against the Demon Lord and everything. He, of course, has Demon's Blessing thing with him, which Ruti takes and, yeah, eats it all, or whatever, there, and once more. So she heads off to Zoltan, taking Tise along with the airship with her, leaving everyone else behind, including the hero's badge, which apparently has some kind of important meaning or whatever, I don't really know. Meanwhile in Zoltan, Fred and Rurit, of course, just nice wholesome stuff, still. Including hand-holding, as you can see. Yeah. Also, Red apparently has gotten hand warmers made for winter now that he's selling. And yeah, all that wholesome stuff. Move on, which seems to be kind of starting the next arc, I guess, in the story. Going to this Undine, which apparently has a curse on her, this strong curse or whatever on her, draining away her power. So yeah, Ruti and Tise get to Sultan. Don't do a very good job at actually disguising themselves, or at least Ruti does a poor job at disguising herself. Gets there, does a prison break to get Godwin out of prison so he can make more of the Demon's Blessing for her. And next morning, wants to heal his wounds without actually using her skills. That would give away that she's a hero, so she goes to Red's bathroom, and of course, getting there, sees Red, Gideon, and we also get to see her face light up, in which probably the only real smile I think I've actually seen from Ruti this entire time so far, upon seeing her brother, and of course, also jumps to hug him. So yeah, next episode's gonna be nice, I guess. Now, Assassin Isekai anime we have right now. Luke's mother apparently now knows absolutely everything that's happened while those 2 years, because Tarte told literally everything to her, including the wet dream, all that, so Luke's mother is now kind of wanting to see how much she's grown up and all that, because this is Luke's mother we're talking about here. So yeah. She also wants grandchildren, apparently, in which Tarte slips, kind of absentmindedly says that she will have children with Luke, so yeah. Nice embarrassed Tarte there. And of course, also arranged marriages that Luke's mother is trying to set up, so that basically means she does not know that Luke is already planning to marry Thea, so not exactly sure why she doesn't know yet, but eh. And moving on to the whole assassin parts of this, with Luke doing his first assassin job and all that, going around the city, kind of trying to gather information himself to see if he should actually assassinate this noble that's selling drugs to make profit and everything. And while he's doing that, he helps some people that have been victims to this whole drug thing. And yeah, finish that, goes to the noble's palace with Maha, in which during the trip there, we kind of have a conversation between Luke and Maha, in which Maha kind of says that she's not going to be going on the offensive against Luke until she thinks she's on even footing with him. And also, apparently, in those 2 years that Luke was setting up that whole fake identity thing, he was apparently going to brothels a bit regularly, unless that was just him going to Dia's once a month, which could possibly be that, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, first assassination job, he does that, in which, as his objective for this whole life and everything, he does not just throw away his feelings and does keep them. So he's not just a heartless murderer, basically. So, yay! He actually has a heart this time around. But yeah, not much else to mention there. Really, not much actually happened in this episode, because it was really just the assassination job and everything. So yeah, don't really have that much to say when it comes to anime now. So moving on to games. Starting with the one that I kind of spent the first half of the week playing, Devious World. This old text-based game and everything that I've been spending months trying to get through. Also taking breaks for several months, because just so much in the game. So this week, I managed to finish all of the contents that Cyan has when you do the go outside and then go to the mall option. Everything there I have gone through. So basically summarizing everything that's there, kind of where the content is actually at. After going small, you got different wings of the mall to go to. The only one that actually has anything is the West Wing, which has living apparel and clothing emporium, basically. Those two options are the only ones that actually have any content. Living apparel has this ink sac thing, which is basically just backpack that has tentacle backpack, basically. So, yeah, nice little thing there, I guess. And then the surprise, the grand prize one that's at the bottom there. All that's there currently is a telescope, which you get and then kind of get abducted by an alien, in which you are super casual about everything happening there, which the alien's name is Celeste, and yeah, everything there for that I honestly quite like. And even has the parts where you kind of end up having a clone of yourself. Yeah, and kind of have to figure out what you're actually going to do there, so all that I honestly really like there. So yeah, that's the living apparel one done. So next up, clothing emporium, which is basically the majority of the stuff that is available in the mall. First off, you got a superhero section, which basically just Space Ranger thing for and Miss Thing. So starting up, superhero. First one there, Space Ranger. Most of the content for this, okay, majority of the content is available for Space Ranger thing. Most of the content is available doing the you want to go home option, and then from there, which you then have the choice between pleading guilty or not guilty. Going not guilty, it's kind of funny considering at that point you get to blame the gun, which that there is just, for me, that's the blame gun option is mostly just good for laughs, I think, personally, with what content's available there. But then the other option for if you go not guilty is basically just set up for further story that hasn't actually been written yet. But of everything available for Space Ranger, the setup there, if it is actually continued, is probably what I would like the most about the entire Space Ranger section here that the game has. But then, on the pleading guilty side of things, you then get to choose what sector you're going to. There's 4 available ones, but only one of them actually has any content, which is the dark sector, which personally I don't really like the story there, but there is kind of a fully fleshed story available, which going as far as you can with the story, kind of has this final choice, which is one bad end and then a good end. I personally think that good end, which is named the beginning, is worth going through all that, despite the fact that I didn't exactly like all of it, but it's a good story, I personally think. But yeah, that's all the Space Ranger stuff done, basically. So, the Miss Thangway. Not any contents there, really. But, it kind of seems to be, if continued, it would explain the whole world of Devious World. Which would be kind of nice, I think. So, yeah. Moving on. After that, superhero stuff. Got the Warriors of Destiny, which only has one option available, which is the Lone Survivor, which is basically just Fallout parody that doesn't exactly have that much content. But still kind of enjoyable with what content is kind of available. So, yeah. Next up is the Bargain Bin. So, yeah. There's only really one thing available in the Bargain Bin, which is the Professional Monster Girl Trainer thing, which, after choosing that, you get the option to keep the shirt that you've gotten, or give it away. If you keep it, it basically becomes a Monster Musume parody, which I honestly quite like, including the other side of it, which for giving it away, in which if you give it away, you basically become the Monster Girl, in which between those two, if you keep it, you got the Centaur or Gorgon options, and if you give it away, you got a Succubus and Lamia. Sadly, the Lamia option doesn't actually have any content. It's just like 1 or 2 pages or text or something there. So, yeah. I honestly would really like to see that all that continued, but I don't think it's actually been touched in quite a while, sadly. Also, for the giveaway option there, you give it to Din, which is one of Cyan's friends, in which, personally, if I would have to say, the favorite ships I actually have for Cyan with what characters are there for her and everything is Dean and then also Leslie, which isn't really an option in this entire area, kind of. Most of the content here Cyan has with Leslie is in the haunted house, so yeah. Moving on, because I'm done with Devious Worlds now, which also has gotten an update I haven't actually looked at yet, so yeah. Moving on, a Lucky Paradox. New update for it, which has Halloween content in it. So yeah, this update once again broke all the saves, so I had to go through and play everything again. I'm pretty sure that took me like 12 hours. I only actually saved 4 times, so yeah, a bit hard to go through all that and get screenshots I have here. But I have actually gotten through and finished all the content available in the game, which I actually didn't do previously because I didn't want to waste days because I was only doing one event every single day, so yeah. Of all the new content that's available, my favorite stuff would be with Gia, and then also Yui, Shizuka, Kaide, and the new character Cassie, and the Shogukune there. So yeah, all that stuff I quite like, and also the Halloween content as well, which basically gives you costumes for Layla and also Mary. So yeah, of that Halloween content, I really did not expect that ending. Got two kind of things, one for Layla and then the other one that's kind of about berries and all that. Ignoring the Layla one on because that's basically just getting a costume for her. The other side, yeah, I did not expect that ending. And I'm not going to say any more because I don't really want to spoil it. As much as I spoil other things in these videos, I don't really want to spoil this. So, yeah. Moving on, because I don't have anything else to say for Lucky Paradox, to be honest. Despite spending 12 hours playing it, to go through everything again. So, yeah. Oppai Odyssey also got an update, which is basically just added a bunch of character events, kind of preparing for the main story to be continued, basically. In which we kind of had little scenes where we saw what Alex is doing now that he's fled from the ship, a traitor that he is. Seeing what he's doing now, I guess. But besides that, character events for all the characters and everything, kind of. 2 8 scenes, one for Lim and one for Nyx. Nyx, of course, having a split one for the sub route and one for the dom route. Both of them nice, considering I have actually played both of them. Dom route even having a nice wholesome ending, though personally when it comes to the playthrough itself, I'm kind of going the sub route. So yeah, not exactly sure if that's kind of going to eventually actually splitting, so you only can actually get one option or not, but yeah. Personally, I'm going with subroute just in case, because that's what I prefer here. Though I will keep looking at the Dom route ones as long as they are actually still available while I play through it, which hopefully stays the way it currently is, being able to actually access both of them no matter what. So yeah, don't exactly have that much to say when it comes to this, because yeah, just character events kind of setting things up. So yeah, Lessons in Love, version 21 part 1, which has 4 events for Kirin and Noriko, and then also 2 invite events for Maki and Nikki, which I don't really have that much to say for the invite events for Maki and Nikki, so yeah. Besides the fact that I cannot headpat them yet. I cannot give them the 500 headpats I want to give them. Let's wait for that. Because I honestly really want to give them headpats. Now that they have the invite now that I can actually invite them. So, guess I have to wait for that to be implemented. But besides that, the 4 events for Kirin and Noriko. Let's do the 4 events for Noriko first. In which the first one kind of we get here. We finally actually get the name of the new character that we saw in the previous update with the Halloween stuff. This character that was at a bar and all that. And this character's name is Imani, who is apparently the replacement teacher for Wakana while she's in a hospital. Not exactly sure if she's actually going to be sticking around for under all that, considering we are coming up to the next reset, and yeah. Currently not actually listed as a side character or anything yet, so may be added to the side character list of the next update, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. The second Noriko event, we get this option here between Kirin, Noriko, and Chika, basically. Got those 3 girls as when it comes to this thing. Fuck, marry, or kill. Chika, not there. Kind of. can't really kill Kirin or Noriko, because that's just not good. So yeah, personally, I would say the best option is to fuck Noriko, marry Kirin, and kill Chika. Personally, I would say that is the best one, considering affection point wise, Noriko already starts off with 50 affection points and everything, so Kirin is kind of behind there. And the Mary, when you have as Mary, gets 5 affection points. Fuck is 1 affection point, so marrying Kirin gives her 5 affection points. Noriko gets 1. I would say that's the best option when it comes to that. But besides that, I also would say it's the best option just because of Kirin's reaction to you picking that. So yeah, in which after that we get Kirin's first event, which we also kind of learn what Miku's issue is when it comes to whole freaking out with whenever there's a loud noise, basically with the trauma and all that, is apparently because she saw her parents die. Yeah, that kinda makes sense, I guess. So yeah, moving on once again. Actually, one more thing to mention. In the fuck, marry, kill thing, do not kill Kirin, whatever, unless you want to miss her next event that follows up. So yeah, don't kill her. But next Noriko event, Sensei seems to finally starting to be taking Maya's advice and not trying to avoid learning things about his past. Cause things are starting to kinda fall apart. And we of course getting another warning saying to stop playing the game. In which, during Noriko's event here, things of course starts breaking as she's talking, telling her about her past and everything. Cause yeah, you're kind of learning things. Sensei's kind of learning things about his past, and yeah, things are breaking. And we get a very short scene, including Maya, where all that is said is from her is just what? And then immediately returning to the regularly scheduled program. Yeah. So nice, enjoyable there, I guess. But that's basically all of Noriko's stuff. So Kirin's events. She kind of confronts Sensei about the whole Molly situation that's currently going on. And also trying to help him get through that. For her own reasons, of course. And also, final event in Sensei's office, counseling office, and all that. Getting there, of course. In which, in that event, I'm pretty sure this is like the first time that counseling office has actually been put to its correct use. Seriously. We finally actually get to figure out why Kirin did that thing however long ago it was at this point, with you and INA kind of walking in on that. So we finally figured that out, in which was apparently just the fact that she lost a science fair to INA. Traumatizing INA just because she lost a science fair in the past to her. And also apparently because she had a slight crush on INA, that's apparently in the past, I guess. But yeah, you learn new things in this with these character updates, with like Miku's problem than Kirin's thing. So yeah, good events. Also, I guess I'll mention this with the Nikki invite event. We kind of see how bad things were for her after Sensei left in the past. Yeah, writing letters to no one. Yeah, not very good. And of course, last letter being right when she was scouted to be an idol and everything. So yeah, done with that. Lessons in Love update. Done talking about lessons in love. So yeah, basically finished with this episode. There's other games that got updates that I didn't actually get around to playing, but also don't really care that much about them, considering most of those updates kind of didn't really have that much content added to them, so yeah. That there will be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.